Hello, good day, and welcome to all of you. My name is Lucena Bria Reyes, and I am the newest voluntary agency liaison for the North Carolina Emergency Management Recovery Unit. Today, I'll be introducing the first of 12 informational videos that North Carolina Emergency Management will be posting on our YouTube channel and other sites. For the next 12 months, I'll be sharing information about different disaster recovery topics. Each month, I'll be presenting a video that will introduce information about topics ranging from individual assistance program, long-term recovery groups, who they are and how do they support our communities, NCBOAD and their efforts to support the residents of North Carolina during and after a disaster, as well as I'll be introducing topics related to diversity and inclusion in disaster, COVID-19, among other topics. My goal is to provide you with information about recoveries, individual assistance, voluntary agency program, the collaboration that takes place during and after a disaster, and to introduce key programs and organizations. I hope that the information that I'll be bringing to you each month will help you to better understand who we are and how do we support the residents of North Carolina through a disaster. So let's get started. Today's video will provide you with a brief introduction to a key program for families and individuals. It is also the program that houses the voluntary agency liaison. Individual assistance, it's a program that provides support to families who were impacted by a federal or a state disaster. This program provides eligible applicants with grants that help with repair and rebuild, temporary housing, which can include rental assistance, and provide grants for personal property loss support. Such as furniture, appliances, medical equipment, to name a few. But I would like to give a little bit more detail about how does IA programs operates and how the BALS supports during the different type of disasters. So let's begin by exploring the federal disaster. When the severity and magnitude of a disaster is beyond the local government and the state's capability, a request for a federal declaration is sent by the state's governor. If approved and upon approval, the declaration allows the activation of supplemental federal assistance, including individual assistance support. In federal disasters, the state's voluntary agency liaison under the Individual Assistance Program supports the state's Human Service Branch and FEMA staff with the implementation of mass care and emergency assistance services. This can include sheltering, feeding, distribution of emergency supplies, and others. In many cases, and depending on the programs that are activated during a federal disaster, the state's individual assistance program works with other organizations or agencies to help implement FEMA grants. In North Carolina, we have seen the implementations of this grant through disaster case management and crisis counseling programs. Crisis counseling program in North Carolina is known as Hope for NC, and we are currently supporting our communities affected by COVID-19 through the COVID Hope for NC program at this very moment. During a federal declaration, the state voluntary agency liaison works with FEMA VALS to support the efforts of recovery by navigating the unmet needs of the survivors. They also report joint efforts across the state agencies involved in the recovery process. On the other hand, in a state declaration, the governor can declare a state of emergency and approve state services. A state declaration allows the implementation of individual assistance program with 100% state funding. In a state declaration, in the case of individual assistance activated during a state declaration, individual assistance does all the work, from processing grant applications to approving and disseminating the grants to the survivors. In a state disaster, the voluntary agency liaison is responsible for assisting individual assistance staff with coordinations of resources for the survivors and communicating the state's efforts with local partners. In both types of declarations, the state's individual assistance program plays an important role in ensuring that the benefits awarded addresses the survivors' unmet needs. Through the voluntary agency liaison, the survivors' unmet needs are addressed through coordinations with nonprofit organizations, faith-based organizations, and other local resources that can provide the services needed. And so, expanding a little bit more on collaboration, we're going to talk a little bit more about the role, or the important role, that the voluntary agency liaison plays during collaboration. Supporting individual assistance, collaboration, and coordination efforts is the state voluntary agency liaison. The voluntary agency liaison is the link between the state and local nonprofit organizations. Local nonprofit organizations assisting in the recovery efforts of a community. But I won't be getting into a lot of details about the voluntary agency liaison's work, as next month's video will be all about the work that federal and states VALs do during and after a disaster. So let's continue talking a little bit more about collaboration. So collaboration for individual assistance can take place internally within other state agencies and externally with federal agencies and community agencies. At federal agency, we see the collaboration taking place with organizations such as the Small Business Administration for disaster loans to survivors, as well as collaboration with the Department of Housing and Urban Development, known as HUD, for housing support for the affected families or individuals. Additionally, external collaboration happened through the referral of services to nonprofit organizations that can assist with the unmet needs that the person has. The state voluntary agency liaison, it supports this collaboration by providing assistance to the case managers working with the families in finding services. So no matter the type of disaster, emergency management individual assistance program welcomes the collaborative work that its partners bring to the table in times of disaster. IA, or individual assistance program's, goal is to continue making sure that services are accessible to all individuals and families, and to ensure that the survivors achieve a new normal. We understand that life after a disaster is never the same, but we can help our communities rebuild with all of us working together. So this have ended our video for today. I thank you for watching, and if you wish to contact us, you can call us at 919-825-2378. You can also email us at iarecovery@ncdps.gov. Or if you would like to know a little bit more information about individual assistance program, you can visit our page at ncdps.gov under Emergency Management Assistance page. Next month, I will be talking with two experienced VALs who will be speaking about their role as federal and state voluntary agency liaisons. I also will be speaking about my experience in disaster relief and how it connects with my current role as the newest voluntary agency liaison. So stay tuned for next month. Please remember, stay safe and practice the 3 W's. Wear a mask, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands or use hand sanitizer as much as possible. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next month.